Stacey the Blackfeather Intuitive, and welcome to Divinely Decked, Tarot and Oracle Reviews done Stacey style. And today we are doing another blind deck date. And I'm really excited to explore this one because this one is going to be, I want to say, a little bit on the fantasy side, a little bit young and innocent and childlike. So let's see what comes up. And without further ado, let's get to it. All right, we are going to take a look at the Under the Oak Tarot and Beyond Lemuria Oracle cards. So this is Ofride and Strega de la Mele, and this one is Izzy Ivy. So first impressions, what's the immediate attraction between these two cards? Let's meet them both and see what we get, see what comes out as a result of this pairing and this connection. And I love both of these publishers. So the deck quality is always really good. So let's just kind of play around and see what we get. All right. So on first blush, there isn't a ton of similarity in color. In fact, they are using a kind of a, well, I wouldn't say a different color palette. They're kind of, synergistic in the same hues. This one is, well, it's deceptively bordered. I feel like they're both bordered. This one is bordered through design, so it's an impressionistic border. And this one is very clearly defined, clearly bordered, black with a white square, and then the picture in the center of it. What's really unique about it is this one, the borders have four corners, each with this beautiful design, and we have four lotus flowers with a similar kind of loopy, flowy design in the four corners of the card. So there's some similarity there, which I love. And here we have the as above, so below. We've got the reflection energy that is coming up here. We also have reflection energy in this deck, and there's a fullness to the design on either side. There are also two components to the design. So we've got the tree and the island that the tree is on, and here we have the wings, which is like the island, and then we've got the tree itself, or the flame and the wisp of the energy. So lots of synergy structurally, if not necessarily like color-wise, but they're not opposing. They just are different in their schemes here. So shared vibe. Let's get a feeling here. What do they have in common that makes this conversation flow? What is the spark between these two? Interesting. So they're both fours, 4 of Cups and 13. I think that's really interesting. Here, the 4 of Cups and the air paradigm shift. This makes a lot of sense, actually, because in the 4 of Cups, there is kind of a paradigm shift that is required, or at the very least, a mood shift, a shift in perspective. And in this depiction, she is blindfolded. So she's not actually able to see the flowers that are being offered to her. She can only sense or feel if there is something around her. There are some birds in the trees that could notify her of that. There's also a single acorn here that could potentially drop and get her attention, cause her to take her blindfold off so that she could see what it is. We're also seeing that the flowers are fragrant. So they're sending her a message, or letting their presence be known through their scent, and she's able to pick that up. Color-wise, we've got a lot of greens. We've got a solid tree in the center, and there is a tombstone here. She's got her feet in the water, a little brook. Here, we have this air fairy, not with feet in water, but sitting in a similar pose. A similar position, sitting with legs up, knees up. Her eyes are wide open. She's not blindfolded. She has something in her hands. She has two things in her hands. Flowers are a big part of this design as well. So nature energy, even though this is very, sort of galactic energetically, we do have flowers. So Again, similarities, not exactly the case, but similarities. There's also a single figure and a single figure that are the focal points of the deck itself. So when we are talking about that unique chemistry that emerges when their voices blend, I feel like what we're talking about here is that they share enough in common that the guidance that they're going to give is going to make sense. You know, this one shares and this one says, oh, I've been through that too. So I'm going to add my flair or my spice to it. I'm going to add my opinion to the guidance that is coming through. Air and water also go really well together. They are a good pairing, very different in their own rights, serving their own roles and their own purposes, but working harmoniously together. So, on first glance, I do feel at this point that that we do have a lot of that first blush energy. So let's just get to know these cards a little bit more and see what else is coming up. The World and Internal Explorer. Wow. So I'm seeing some similarity in the cards. The bottom of the card matches, the bottom of this card, the tarot card, matches the color scheme in this card here. We have the Internal Explorer. She is gorgeous. She's got a little bit of this light that it looks like she's almost trying to like blow the light out, like giving it away. I love the flowers and the little water droplets, the ripple effect that is happening here. I love that there's a wreath around her, traditional in the world tarot. Here, her hair is the thing that is encapsulating her. So I want to say, looking at this, there's again enough similarity to understand that they do have certain things in common. Now, when we look at the world is the sum total of all that we've arrived at. The internal explorer is someone who is looking at it from that perspective as well. You know, okay, what more do I need to know? What more do I need to discover? Yes, we're at the end. We've come to some level of realization. Is there more that we need to explore internally? This is externally. What more do we need to explore internally? And I feel like that's why the bottom of this deck matches this here. Because she's like, yay, I've arrived. I'm looking at the sun and I'm doing all of these things. And these little guys are saying, yeah, there's a little bit more, tucked away in the subconscious, right? Internally, that we do need to shed a little light on. She's got her light here, and there's a little firelight here. It doesn't look like it's bright because all of the light is in the upper part of the card, but this is the subconscious. This is what is beneath the surface. So this one's going to pull that out. This one's going to acknowledge it. Ooh, beautiful synergy here. Queen of Swords on a kind of a tombstone energy. Gracious receptivity. Interesting. So here we have a little butterfly that is highlighted, and then there's snow going around. Here we have a lot of butterflies, and she's got little starlight, sparkle that's coming through. Lots of synergy here. Okay, so there are interesting layers to this particular pairing. And I feel like this particular deck here is wanting to bring this one to life, wanting to help this one to see all facets of who they can become, kind of like uplifting this Queen of Swords energy here. Wow. Okay, let's do one more of the first impressions before we move on. Six of Pentacles and trust your innocence. So Six of Pentacles is reciprocity. And I feel like what we're seeing here, like there are three images or three beings in the card here. So there's a bit of collaboration going on. The mouse is giving her things that she needs. The other mouse is like, hey, what about me? There's a single figure in here. Looking over, I want to say there's nothing really in common from a color perspective other than the pink, self-care, unconditional love. And I feel like when we're talking about that first impression, And do we like the vibe? I feel like this deck absolutely likes this deck's vibe. Under the Oak likes this deck, but there isn't a ton, excuse me, there isn't a ton right now that lets us know that, yes, there's so much in common under the surface that this is going to be a match made in heaven. I feel like there's more to follow. So we're going to carry on with the drink, having our first drink together, and let's just sort of see where it takes us. Yeah, are you going to help out, Mr. Neo? Okay, so we are going to connect with that unique spark, and I spoke a little bit about that already, but let's do kind of a deeper dive on that. So the spark, with the two of them working together, what is that unique voice that comes up and comes through? Interesting. Support and grace. Harmonic flight. Wow. So this actually reminds me of like the Two of Cups. So it's the soulmate card. That's kind of interesting. And I feel like the Six of Swords, this one is used to kind of going it alone. This one is used to being like riding solo, like being the only voice of guidance that is considered. And this one comes in and says, hey, I can enhance that guidance that you're offering or that you're giving. I can enhance it. I'm not taking it away. I'm not overshadowing or overpowering it. I'm included in that. I'm just noticing that both decks on the inside are not bordered. And I like that as well. So there's nothing hidden. There's no barriers. They're very open with one another. And I feel that it's just an absolutely beautiful spark, especially when we're looking at the, sort of the hint of the caduceus and all of their energies blending and what that looks like. And here she is, she's got her blindfold, but she wants to blend with the stars, and she's got the butterflies that are trying to work on her behalf. But she would love to have a partner. She would love to be able to do that with someone else. And so I feel like, in pops this deck, in pops Beyond Lemuria to say, let's partner up, let's do this. I'm not going to detract from you. I'm going to only enhance what it is that you're bringing to the table. Ooh, I love that. All right, so the clash. Where might their personalities challenge each other or cause tension? I don't know. I feel like there's going to be kind of a gentleness to this. Let's see. I could be wrong. So Two of Pentacles, weighing out the odds, struggling with balance, struggling to balance the truth with reality. Struggling to balance the truth with reality. And this one says, hey, don't forget your intuition. She's very much in the physical. And this one is saying, no, let's not forget the spiritual component of this, because it's the spiritual element that really matters at this point. It's the spiritual that keeps all of us going. And I really like that, she's holding this little chipmunk or this bunny. I think it's a bunny. She's holding this bunny. She's blindfolded again. She's got the third eye on her chest, which is really interesting, but she's not using it. She's still blindfolded, but I feel like she's trying to get that third eye energy. That's part of the reason why she's blindfolded. She wants to be able to feel into the intuition, and this one just does it automatically. This one just does it. So I feel like there might be a little clash, maybe a little jealousy, a little bit of, I don't want to hear it. Like if you know it already, then like you can't help me, like, because this is something I have to do on my own. This is something I have to do solo. And this one says, okay, I can still help you. We can combine our energies, like, where two or more are gathered, it works. And this one might just get a little fearful, might get a little hot under the collar, and be a little spiteful. So I feel like there definitely is going to be a clash that happens with this deck. But I also feel like she's really young. I just dropped a card. Give me a second. She is really young, and the deck is really young, and the Beyond Lemuria has wisdom beyond those years. And let's see if the Beyond Lemuria has patience enough to work through that. Let's see. So, hidden layers. What unexpected truth does one bring out in the other? Love that. So, this one is learning how to surrender. This one knows how to tune out the world. And she's really like just on the breakthrough, on the precipice of a breakthrough. And whenever I pull this card, by the way, I always feel breakthrough energy when I pull this deck. So I feel like the deck itself is on the verge of a breakthrough, becoming the thing that it wants to become. And this one says, home is where the heart is. The heart is how you want to get to that. And look at what she's focused on. Heart and heart. She's upside down with it. She's right side up with it, but it's all about the heart. When we say patience, I feel like you can have a lot more patience when you're at home than when you can be, out and about waiting for people to do this and that and the other thing. So when we talk about that patience energy, I do feel that Beyond Lemuria deck is going to have patience as the Under the Oak Tarot develops its and strengthens its guidance voice, strengthens its ability to express the breakthrough without feeling lesser than, without feeling insecure. And I feel like that's going to come out in this card combination when you're working with it, is that sense of insecurity within yourself. I've just pulled these cards. These cards are telling me the truth. And now I'm kind of feeling bad for myself. This card deck is going to say, no. Don't feel bad. Have patience with yourself. Try it this way. Connect to the heart. Always go into the heart. I love you unconditionally. I'm going to give you unconditional information. That's what this deck is going to do. That's what this deck is going to encourage the Under the Oak Tarot to do as well. Interesting. And future date potential. If these two card decks continue to work together, what guidance are they co-creating? Again, a lot of breakthrough energy. A lot of breakthrough energy with this one. Interesting. So it's twice that we got surrender. The Under the Oak is, we got surrender, Hanged Man, and now with Beyond Lemuria, we've got surrender in this future date potential. And the Three of Swords. So what kind of guidance would they create? Feeling like it would create some sorrow, it would create some heartbreak, but also heart healing. If this deck allows, or if the reader of this deck allows themselves to surrender to what is, to surrender to this higher frequency healing, wisdom, knowledge, understanding. The surrender here isn't nana boo boo, I know better than you do. The surrender is, hey, this is what I can do for you. I'm teaching you how to surrender so that I can help you to heal your heart. Yeah, remember, it's all in the heart, but my heart's broken. So surrender and let me help you. Let me help you to connect to your heart space. Let me bring it full circle. I really feel like this deck combination has so much potential. I want to say to you, they're definitely making it to dinner, and I definitely feel that there are going to be future dates. I know I'm really excited to tap into this one, 150%. I feel like this combination may actually change the way that I work with the Under the Oak Tarot deck in the first place. And I love working with this deck. It makes me so happy, so excited, gives me a lot of comfort, but also a lot of really direct guidance. But I feel like this Beyond Lemuria is going to take the card information and guidance to the next level. So I want to say this is a hugely successful combination all the way around. I'm absolutely loving it. Cannot wait to work with that. Who knows? I'm hearing, I can hear the bells. So maybe there's going to be a marriage, a match made in heaven. That's what I'm going with today. All right, guys, that is our blind deck date for today for this segment of Black Feather Couture, Divining a VIP Life. As always, sending you guys so much love and support. Until I see you on the flip side, transform well. That's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great to connect with you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. And feel free to follow me on Blue Sky for even more content every single day. Can't wait to see you guys next week for another installment of Black Feather Couture, Divining the VIP Life.